Should we just go live? Let's go live. No, we want blue waves. Where am I? Guys, there I am. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. It is Thursday, January 9th, 2025. This is the Bruce Morgan Show. It's episode 0. It might be the first, it might be the last. We're going to find out what is happening out there in the world, guys. Uh, my voice is smooth like butter. Oh, my. Oh man, now I'm trying to remember a joke about margarine and I can't remember it. What can we do? Look at this. Thank you, Teresa. Gifted one Bruce from Oregon membership. I don't know who got that. StreamYard's not showing me. Um, Teresa says, "Oh boy, that's right. Oh my gosh, yeah, guys, the world is on fire." I know a lot of people are feeling kind of like it's a brand new year. Things are happening. Crazy things are happening. It's only the 9th of January, and there have been so many crazy stories out there. We got to hang in there. We got to hang on. And I'm here to help, uh, you know, anchor us into reality. Okay. I don't know. We're going to do our best. Chicago Girl is here. Celeste is here. Stephanie is here. Um, Joanna was gifted a membership from Teresa. Thank you so much. Um, that's great. Teresa is just going to town with the gifted memberships. Um, Sarah Dawn is here with the Newfoundland slang. What you at buys? I don't know. What does that mean? Does it mean like what's up? Uh, what is up? Oh my gosh, guys! It's a amazingly sunny day, which is unusual for Oregon. Um, so I've been enjoying the weather, doing some yard work. So I'm like, you can't see, but like below this line, it's all just dirt. Like I've been driving the tractor. Next week, I'm getting a new roof on the Moose Lodge. Things are happening, guys. Things are happening. Oh boy. Uh, yeah, we can do this. Celeste says, literally and figuratively, one of my favorite sayings. Rosalind Duke is here. Oh my. Very good. Okay, today's guest cat. I don't know if you can read this. This is crazy, guys. Look at this guest cat. It's Wobbly Rainbow. Wobbly Rainbow has a snorkel and a goldfish in a bowl. I don't know if Wobbly Rainbow is like preparing to go snorkeling to catch this fish. I don't know if that fish tank's big enough for our friend Wobbly Rainbow, but we'll find out. Oh my gosh. Yes, thanks so much. Yeah, thanks for the gifted memberships. Let's see. What is going on? So, what am I talking about today, guys? So today I learned about a story that has been cooking for the last week and came to a head last night. And this story is interesting because it hits close to home. Not my home in Oregon, but my original home in Wisconsin. So what I want to talk about is this news article that is here on WKOW, pun intended, from Wisconsin. Okay, this is Channel 27. This is the ABC News affiliate there locally near Madison, Wisconsin. And this story is about McFarland, Wisconsin. McFarland is a small village on the outskirts of Madison, Wisconsin. And during college, my parents lived in McFarland, and they still live in McFarland. And so I did spend some time living there, and I go back there almost every year in the springtime. It's a nice place. And I just wanted to cover this story here because, um, as you know, our good friend Dave Neal over there on the Rush Hour podcast has been talking about healthcare in America. This is a big topic of conversation, especially with the new year. A lot of politicians, it's a new year for politicians here and abroad. And I just wanted to hit this story a little bit because I think it kind of hits close to home. If we think about healthcare and housing and people having a place to live in life, I mean, these are kind of fundamental things that people need. And I have another video over here I can share. This is over in my management best known practices playlist that I have on my channel. And this was episode 12, where I covered Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I'm not going to cover it here. You can go watch the video. But basically, if you break down what human beings need in life, they need food and water, they need shelter, they need, clothing and comfort. They can't, can't be too hot, can't be too cold. We need a way to survive. And then once we do that, we can start thinking about these other things like, art and expression and having fun and family and community and all these other things. But you have to meet these basic needs first. And so that's where this story is hitting for me. So the title here on 27, and I've also got one from Channel 15. I think that's their NBC affiliate. But the title here is McFarland Residents. And let me make this bigger. Okay, so you guys can see it. McFarland residents fear updated redevelopment plans. Officials ease concerns. Okay, so hopefully that's good. And there's a little video here. I'm not going to play it. In the description of this video, I'm going to have all these links. Okay, so you can go see all these links after we're done hanging out and all that jazz. Um, let's see what we got. Ooh, um, Roslyn is here. Oh, Marilyn is here. And Sheebs. Okay, very good. Um, so what we've got is this street. Okay, now this street is interesting. You can watch this video. I just want to point out this is literally the street my parents live on. Okay, I've walked up and down this street many times in the recent years. Okay, um, so let's get to the story. Okay, so last night basically um, there was a whole hearing. Yeah, it was a packed room Wednesday at the Joint Plan Commission and Community Development Authority meeting in McFarland, Wisconsin. The meeting came as hundreds of homeowners in the village received notices in December about an updated redevelopment plan that could affect their homes. Okay. I mean, they live, I don't know, did I dox them? I mean, maybe. It's fine. We got to, this is an important story, guys. Um, actually, I think probably channel 27 uh maybe has I we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But anyway, the village is in the progress of updating redevelopment plans created in 2010. Okay. Um we got Michelle with the love loves. Okay. Through this redevelopment, a blight assessment. Look at this, guys. What is this? Blight assessment. This is really triggering. Was conducted and sent to several homes in December. Not just several, more than 60 homes were deemed as blighted property. Okay. What does this mean? Okay. I mean, is this like rundown? Like we have to, you know, board up the windows or something? What's going on? According to the village's planning consultants, MSA Professional Services, the blight assessment was given to houses where land has more value than the cost of improvements. Okay. So what they're doing, this village, what they're doing is they're basically saying like, where is the land in our town so valuable that the people living there aren't worth the property taxes that we're getting? I think that's what they're kind of doing here. And community and economic development director Andrew Bremer made sure to inform people what the blight assessment means. The purpose of that is just part of a broader evaluation. So right now they're just evaluating, guys. Okay, there's nothing. They're not making action. They're evaluating. But this is an interesting precedent they're doing because they've done this before, and they didn't catch these 60 homes are new, pretty much on this assessment. Okay, and basically they're evaluating conditions, helping the village identify area where it may want to create or amend new tax increment financing. That is, they want the big bucks, which provide the village with funding tools to help with redevelopment or rehabilitation of properties within those boundaries. Okay. So, residents at the meeting. So, last night, I guess they had their big hearing. Okay. And residents at the meeting were fearful that their homes could be lost after the assessment. And then Bremer gave a quote. No, they're not at risk for losing their homes or their business or their properties. Certainly, currently, they're not. Okay. But that doesn't mean that they won't be, next year or in 2 years. Okay. The village has never acquired a property by eminent domain. And so that's not a common practice of the village. Not a common practice of the village. Okay. But they're talking about it, so it's on people's minds. Like this is a clue. Okay. And eminent domain, let's get into that. Eminent domain is the power of the government to take private property for public use while providing the owner with just compensation, quote unquote. Okay. The Fifth Amendment of the US Constitution states that private property cannot be taken for public use without just compensation. Now, is just compensation any good? I don't know. Who's to say? I don't know. Let's see. Physical possession. The government can take physical possession of the property without a court order. Condemnation proceedings. The government can institute condemnation proceedings. So this is like if you have a house and nobody's living in it and it's just condemned and it's just ruining, your village or anything. But guys, let's go back. Let's go back to the village. Okay. I go here like every year. I walk around town. You can just walk around. You can go to the park. You can go wherever you need to go to a restaurant, whatever. You can walk into town. These houses, like I live in Oregon. Okay. These Wisconsin houses are so well maintained. Okay. Like these guys are out here, working on their yards, uh, you know, doing the housework, making sure the gutters are clear, all this stuff. Like it's not like if you want to find a house where you're like, oh, that house is a little sketchy, like it's hard to find, in my experience, walking around town here. Anyway, let's get back to this article. Oh, we are in the 27 article. Okay. Do. Okay. So they're just talking about they're not so the hearing last night, there were here's the context they didn't put in this article. There were so many people in there, they had to have an overflow room. There were people in the halls because people were getting these mails in December talking about, "Oh yeah, we're doing the blight assessment and you're in the blight zone." Like imagine if you were retired and you owned your house outright and you were just living your life in this village and you get this mail that's like you're in the blight zone. We might just, do eminent domain on you at some point. Who knows when? Maybe not now. They're saying not now, but in 2 years, 10 years, or whatever. So the point isn't, are they doing something bad or something? The point here is like when you're feeling helpless about these things, what can you do? So you can watch for these things, guys, and, start working locally. So these residents, including my parents, they all packed into the municipal center Wednesday night for a public hearing meeting. And they were able to voice their concerns about losing parts of the community, homes to new developments like, high density housing and things like that. Um, Development consultants started the meeting by explaining the goals of the proposed plans, which is improving the value of the land. The value of the land, not the quality of life of human beings, but the value of land. I mean, come on. Anyway, we've got some quotes here from some of these people. It's my home and I want to stay there. I don't want to see my neighborhood home and neighbors' homes destroyed by development. Village officials explain the current plans do not recommend seizing any homes. And of course, they're going to say that in this hearing with because 60 homeowners or more packed into this municipal center. Actually, I think more than that. The village officials said evaluations are a roadmap for development plans in the future. Lifelong resident Ron Larson said he's not against change, but the downtown area of the village is not the right place to be implementing new developments. And guys, this isn't a city. This isn't like getting priced out of New York or Los Angeles or Boston or something like that. This is a village, like a village in Wisconsin. Oh my gosh. The 2 to 3 block areas downtown is the heart of our community, our history. And to lose that, we are going to lose our character. And it is very important to retain that. said Larson. If we put up 2 and 3 story high density housing units, we are going to look like every other city in Dane County and beyond. And Dane County, of course, is the county that contains Madison, Wisconsin, which is the capital of Wisconsin. It's the home to the University of Wisconsin campus, which has been there for quite some time. There was no action on the agenda on Wednesday. Okay, so that's that's where we are on that one. And I just think it's kind of interesting. Let me see real quick here if I have some information for you guys. Let me just, no, I don't want to put that over there. I want to put this over here. Let me see if I have any information for you guys from sort of behind the scenes. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah. So, a lot of the homes that are on this new list were not on the last plan. Um, and, if, and for these development options, your only option really is either to sell to them or they just take it in eminent domain and give you whatever they think it's worth. Because you can't really, once they decide to do some of this stuff, you can't just sell your house to somebody else because nobody's going to, you know, they make it so it's not legal to buy a house that might be destroyed in 2, 5, or 10 years. Um, in any way, so, my mom and some neighbors went around door to door to make sure people had seen this notice, knew about this hearing, and could go to the meeting if they needed a ride, things like that. So, this is the kind of grassroots work that I think people can do locally in your own area, whether it's healthcare or whether it's housing or whether it's feeding people. That's another thing. My mom volunteers at the McFarland Food Pantry, you know, and who knows? I mean, I don't even know. Is the food pantry on this blighted list? Like, what happens if the food pantry goes away? Um, or, you know, if they were to invoke this eminent domain on my parents' house, they would not be able to purchase a new house in the same town because the housing prices have gone so high. They would have to find a completely different place to live. And then, so there goes volunteering at the food pantry that my mom's been doing since she retired, right? So this is kind of wild stuff. So regardless of what they do or not, I mean, obviously things are going to progress and change happens and progress happens and new construction needs to happen in certain places. But I think just being able to go and talk to the leaders of the bureaucracy or the government in your community can be something you can do to have a measure of, some sort of control or impact or influence over the direction of where things go when it comes to these fundamental issues like healthcare, housing, food, shelter, water, all of these things. So that's really why I think this story is interesting. Not because this village is going to go do something today or tomorrow or in the next 2 years, but just the concept, right? And it gets to what Dave was talking about. And if you're watching this video, I'm doing it live, but people can watch it later. But if you haven't watched it already, go over to Dave Neal's channel and do me a favor. And if you haven't already, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here a little bit. But if you haven't watched this already, watch this United Healthcare denies my audience member her cancer treatment video. And I have a link for this in the description as well. And check it out because I think it's very important and it's kind of related to what I've been learning about what's going on in my parents' town. Um, last night. And yeah, that's what's going on. So, and in these videos, it's nice because the news reporters here, Channel 27 or 15, who is this? Tabitha Bland down here, is interviewing residents and showing some of the footage from the hearing. And it's pretty interesting. As you can see, a lot of these people that live there, they're kind of, retired or maybe they've got their house paid off and they're just working and they're just trying to live a simple life in this little village in Wisconsin. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a big deal. But, when we're feeling helpless by all these things we can't control, the weather, global politics, national politics, we can at least like try and pay attention to what's going on locally. Locally here in Oregon, um, where are we going here? We had Dave's video, we had my video. Okay, I think I've covered all these things. That's the idea is just start local, guys, because I remember back in the day, I was part of a nonprofit where there were dog activities, right? Dog agility, dog training for canine good citizenship classes, dog training for sheep herding in the rural areas to herd the sheep and everything. And we actually, this nonprofit hired a lobbyist, and the governor signed into law a nice law that would allow people in certain rural zoning to be able to do this dog training without, fear of the government interfering or stopping them or doing something crazy like that. So it was sort of a preemptive thing to enable these things to be able to happen. And we made it happen. Like I was part of that nonprofit. I went to meetings. We had a lobbyist, um, and we got a law changed, or we got a new law passed. So it can be done. Let's go to some of the comments here. We got um, doodly doo. Joanna's got a cocktail. That's good. Um, Erica P is here. Noelle is here from Idaho. Very good. Let's see. Uh, Teresa says, our city tried to eminent domain our local famous liquor store called El Don. We rallied and got signatures and stopped it. Yeah, so I think my mom's been drafted to like become a spokesperson to talk to the media and stuff and go get signatures and go to meetings and all this stuff. So these things are happening. Um, because obviously, they're not interested in losing their house. And it's not like, it's not like they're living in a place that's blighted or so, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's not like there's, you know, toxic waste spilling out of the land or something. I don't know. Um, Sarah says that's insane. Eminent domain should not be used for commercial use ever. Exactly. Yeah. Um, Sheep says, so sad. This is a big fear of mine. Everything around us just gets rezoned except our small street. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. And especially for some of these people who bought their houses a long time ago, and now the housing prices are so expensive. The thought of moving is so daunting, really daunting. Teresa says, and in California, Prop 13, you can't just up and move without taking a huge tax hit. Exactly. Um, yeah, these things are tough. Like moving is expensive. And oftentimes, if you're having to move or if you have to move multiple times, you may just downsize yourself out of, the comfort of the house that you like. They get paid off by developers. Exactly. So um, one of these things was sort of like, well, they sent a mail to people, but they were sort of trying to keep it real quiet. So it's up to the citizens to go to these hearings and make their voices heard about what they want, to help the village grow in the right way, because the village has to grow. Um, I mean, as long as human population is above 1.0 on a long-term basis, I mean, places have to grow, but you want to do it in the right way, and you want to do it in a way that respects people's, you know, need for food, shelter, water, and all those good things. Sarah says everyone moved to Canada. Oh boy. Um, Maybe Canada should invade. I don't know. Stephanie says this is crazy. They're building a bunch in my small town, but they didn't take into consideration the influx of animals. So the vets and animal shelters too small to accommodate. It's a huge problem. Yeah, you have to have balance. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. This cat is driving me nuts. Can I do a, oh, let's not do this. Let's go over here. Let me get it. Okay. Ferocious Bobo. Oh, Ferocious Bobo has gold bars. He's trying to buy out your neighborhood, guys. Um, Good golly. And let's go back here so I can read some more comments. Cat Lady says, wait, will this nonprofit make my dogs less feral? I mean, if you do the training, maybe uh, go get your canine good citizenship certificate. Celeste says, the homeless crisis is getting worse in my area in Beeville, Texas. Yeah. And, I'm here in Oregon. I'm very close to Portland. And of course, Portland, and San Francisco are two of these places that are sort of notorious for not being able to address the homeless or houseless problem in as efficient a way as we would like. So it's a big problem. Celeste going to talk to the mayor. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, see what you can do. Maybe they need volunteers to look at something or help do some paperwork or go collect signatures. Who knows? You never know. Let's see. My, I'm a moose on the loose. Exactly. I mean, yeah, what is she saying? Yeah, she's unofficially adopted as one of the leaders of the movement here in McFarland. So she's going to be doing that. Pretty interesting. Let's see. So that's what's going on, guys. I put all of the links that I've been covering here. You can go watch the videos and see the stories and hear from some of the residents in the videos if you want, or check out Dave Neal's video. Check out my Maslow's hierarchy of needs video because I think it has good context. Well, this is like Moose Inception here. It's me and me. But anyway, um, that's over there. You can check that out. And I don't know. These were kind of the things I wanted to make a quick video about and get going today. And I know people are just feeling a little overwhelmed. And I'm here to say, like, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. You can start local, you can start small. Um, I've seen some meetings my neighbor was telling me about because we live right here on this river, and sometimes they want to do things with the river or whatever, and you got to go check out what they're doing to make sure it's on the up and up, uh, and all of that. Let's see. Erica says, "I will happily sell my neighborhood to Ferocious Boo Boo." Oh well, he's a he's got gold bars. He needs to put some of those gold bars in my garage. Um, yeah, we do have a super chat goal, but I mean, it's just for fun, guys. Um, Cat Lady says, they're not trainable. Even the expensive guy who trains dogs to hunt criminals by following the scent of their breath was like, what things do you definitely need them to know? Yeah, I mean, the thing for dogs I would recommend is you want the dog to not pull to learn through positive reinforcement, whether that's clicker training or treat training or toy training. That's actually the first thing you need to do. You have to figure out how the dog's drive is set. Is it food? Is it toys? Is it can you do the clicker? What will they respond positively to? And then you want them to be able to not pull on the leash, maybe sit when you tell them to sit down or lie down, and then um, some recalls so that they come towards you. And if you can do that, and I think the other thing is being comfortable in like a nice large size dog crate, maybe with a bed and some toys in there so that they can stay there when they need to be in there. And I think if you can do that, you'll be in good shape. That's kind of the basics I would start with on that one. Stephanie says, we're a small tourist town, but they're trying to turn us into a bedroom town, cram people in and tear down the orchards and vineyards. Yeah, I mean, everything's about balance. I mean, you got to, and the thing about not having the vet, that kind of strikes to me because they've been developing this whole stretch between where I live. Let's call this sort of the north side of this rural corridor. And they've taken streets all the way south to another town. And they're just building houses, these houses that are really close together, all up and down. And I'm just like, where are these people going to grocery shop? Where are these people going to find a vet? Because I know the vet, if you go to that south town, they were already overloaded like before COVID started. Um, and so I know with all this new housing, they must just be even more overloaded. So there has to be some balance. Joanna says, I will be replaying One Note to rule them all to see if I can finally embrace some organization. Yeah, I have videos on all kinds of management topics, OneNote, things like that. Um, let's see. Balance and moderation is the key indeed. Yes. So, I mean, I'm not going to be like all super one side and say like, oh, the village can't do anything. They should never change the town at all. They have to do something, to progress and to ramp up and have good economic stability so we can have things like, police departments, fire departments, hospitals, and all that. But it has to just be done in a way that's measured and well thought out. and respects people as human beings and not just, well, we're looking at the value of land. Like, there's human beings living here. They have to be taken into consideration. So that's where we are, guys. It's only 4:30. I'm not sure what's going on at 5. Maybe somebody's doing a good stream at 5 or something like that. But anyway, that's what's going on. Um, oh, Sheebs with the super chat for the Rock Fund, and as a small thanks for all you do. Thank you so much. And then Stephanie, yay to camping. Yes. So if I get some super chats here, I'll make some extra camping videos and put those on the channel here. It'll be good. Let's see. Rosalind Duke says, I love OneNote. I can't get anyone to use it. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of these things. If you have to sort of have a habit, um, you have to sort of have a habit of doing something for at least like 2 weeks, and then it becomes natural. So if you can, put all of your things, your to-do list, your done list in OneNote, your schedule, your ideas, scratch pads, and do that for like 2 or 3 weeks, you'll probably be in good shape. Let's see. Omar is streaming. So I think I did set this stream to go over to him or to point at his video when we're done here. That is good. Thank you, Celeste. Um, that's good. Okay. Joanna says, I asked Bruce to do the presentation because I just couldn't get it. Yeah, I mean, OneNote, there's a few tips and tricks I do the way I organize it for, I basically set it up at the beginning of the year and then it's set to go for the rest of the year. And it's pretty good. But you have to have the idea that this is how I'm going to set it up. This is how I'm going to use it. And you can go from there. All right, guys. Um, that's really good. Okay. So this is like running, like running in moderation. Um, yeah. Rosalind says it's amazing. Stir Crazy says YouTube is being a biatch tonight. Oh no, YouTube, what is happening? Let's see. One checker says 2 weeks never works for my diet. Just makes me want junk food more. I mean, uh, yeah, I I won't turn down some junk food, but I try not to pick too much up at the supermarket. Video keeps circling. Oh no, guys. Well, you may be able to pick this up on the replay crew and go from there. All right, guys. Let's see. Join us as thanks. That gives me hope I can get it if I just try. Yeah, just it's it doesn't have to be a daunting thing. I mean, these tools are here for us to use them to our advantage. Like we want to use the tools. We don't want the tools to use us. So that's what we have to do. All right. So just to recap, if you haven't done it already, go check out Dave Neal's video on United Healthcare denying an audience member treatment. And then I've got a video on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which I think is kind of relevant. And then I've got links for these two news stories from Wisconsin on the village performing a blight assessment on its residents. And what does this mean? And it's making a lot of people nervous. And, these people may be absolutely fine. It's just, is this the kind of thing we want to do to our citizens? Um, I don't know. We need to at least, whether you like certain decisions that local government is making or not, have our voices heard. And so my recommendation is just to get out there and start local and do what you can and make sure your voice is heard. And that's where it'll be. Okay, look at all these people that went there. I mean, it's amazing. Um, very cool, very cool. Chicago Girl says more videos, please. Yeah, well, I'm working on it. We got every Tuesday I try to have a new management video, and then in between, maybe a live stream. Especially when the new Grant the Bachelor kicks off, I'll do a video pre-show or something for fun because I don't think a lot of people do pre-shows. I think a lot of people go live after the show, but I think it's more fun to have a pre-show, have a cocktail, and then check out the show. Isn't Maslow the one who taught dogs want treats went through did a certain? I think that's the Pavlov. That's Pavlov's reaction, maybe. Maslow's more a human psychology. sort of thing. But yeah, they're very it's human psychology, dog psychology, it's all very interesting to me for sure. Um let's see. Yeah, sticking with something daily like running. Well, with running, I think, with some kind of exercise, they actually recommend not doing it every day. So if your idea is to have an exercise routine that you might do twice a week, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the point is you kind of have to do 2 to 3 to 4 weeks of it in a row to get it into your brain as a pattern. So it doesn't have to be daily, but you do have to keep up over time, across weeks and months in order to build that habit and to build healthy habits. New season of The Bachelor starts January 27th. Pregame, pre-show. Yeah, exactly. Pre-shows. So we'll do that, guys. That's really good. Looking forward to the pre-batch show. All right. Very nice. What is this? 21 days to create a pattern. Yeah, it could be something like that where maybe it has to be over more than a few weeks and you have to actually have 21 days of actually doing the thing to make it embed into your brain. And of course, these things are all averages. Some people can pick things up quick and for some people maybe it's harder. So just keep that in mind as well. Just because something's an average number or recommendation doesn't mean it'll work the same for everybody. So keep that in mind as well, because a lot of things are not just binary, yes or no. They're S curves or there's a range of answers. And we want to keep that in mind. Glad to see everybody catching up with chat. Yeah, very good. Oh my gosh, guys. My schedule is to walk, job, run every other day, then Pilates or lifting on the other days. Yeah. Very cool. All right, guys. I'm not sure what else is going on. I just wanted to cover these few quick new news stories and talk about how important I think they are and catch up with chat. Let you guys know I've got camping on the horizon. Um, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Steph's got the 2 kids. Very good. All right, guys. If you guys don't have anything else, any questions, any comments, I'm gonna let you go. I think Omar's probably still going. He'll probably be going. I don't know. He always starts late and goes and runs on, so he's probably doing some things. If that's what you want to check out, um, Celeste is going to build more muscle mass. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I think with that, you want the heavier weights, and then that helps build the muscle mass. If you want the endurance, you do more reps of the lighter weights, as opposed to fewer reps of the heavier weights. That's my understanding. All right. Yeah. Thanks so much. Well, we're doing what we can. If you guys think of anything else you want me to cover, if you have any comments, ideas, suggestions, or other, you know, I don't know, motivational ideas for the community here, just put them in the comments section of the video. And I will talk to y'all later. If you've hung around this long, oh, geez, we just got 5 out of 5. Okay. So I'm going to be doing some camping videos, guys. Get ready. Um, And that'll do it for today. If you've hung around this long, thank you so much for your time. I am Bruce Morgan. This is the Bruce Morgan Show. Have an amazing evening. Thanks, guys.